Hey there! In this video I'm gonna talk about the song Metropolis from the Does Not Commute soundtrack. It's sort of a simplified late 70s jazz fusion song, and it's the last song of the game. Well, the last level song, anyway. The style of the music in the game sort of goes from like an early 60s sort of jazz movie soundtrack style to this kind of late 70s jazz fusion style, where the first song, Suburb, is really heavily inspired by Henry Mancini's song Sort of Blue from Peter Gunn soundtrack, while this one, Metropolis, is really influenced by like the jazz fusion giants Chick Corea and Herbie Hancock and George Duke, but really simplified. I couldn't really write music like theirs or perform music like theirs, so it's sort of a boiled down, simplified version of that. Also for gameplay factors, I should add. It would be too intense to have like a proper jazz fusion song with crazy solos and things like that in a game like this. And what also probably influenced me in doing a song in this style is the fact that I used to have a band way back in the early 2000s called Dr. Higgins. And we used to have this idea to take sort of the melodic part of, say, a Chick Corea song and like make a melody kind of like that and skip all the solos and sort of make more of a pop song out of it. So yeah, I'll show you a bit of the session and show some of the different parts and all that. But first I'd like to add that one of the things that I'm the most proud of with this project, writing and recording Does Not Commute, was the fact that during these sessions that I did with some musician friends of mine, Andreas Baw on drums, Fuchs on bass, Olle Wikström on flute and sax. During the sessions, I was simultaneously playing the parts of a musician and a technician and a producer. So I sort of needed to play my parts properly and hopefully inspired and groovy and all that, while at the same time keeping an eye on like all the mics and the levels and that kind of stuff, while also making sure that the takes we did were good all together, not just my own parts, but that we all sounded good and that we did like beginnings and ends of songs that I could then loop properly, because that's a big thing with video game music like this. Yeah, so let's get into it. So this is the session. The song starts out like this. So here in the beginning, as you can hear, it's pretty much just the stuff that we recorded live in the studio. The bass is up here, and the guitar is an overdub that I did later. So what we recorded live was the electric bass and the Fender Rhodes electric piano and the drums, and the flute was also done live, and then overdubbed the moog part, which goes like this. And the reason that there's edits all over the place is the fact that it was kind of hard for me to play a thing like that. It doesn't sound too complicated while listening to it now, but it's kind of as good as it gets with my playing. And then I also overdubbed the guitar, just playing the riff in the beginning. And it was my played on my Fender Jaguar through a Fender Deluxe Reverb amp. And over here's the disco part, the disco guitar part. And then into this riff. So let's talk about the flute that comes in right here. Just think there was a different take that I preferred. That little thing over there. You can hear some leak from the Fender Rhodes there. Really nice jazz flute going on there. And what else? Yes, there's this LFO synth thing here that for some reason it was easier to do it with soft synth than a real one. I guess I wanted, either I was under time constraint or I wanted that clean sound or something. So everything in the track is going through this plate reverb. It's a snare preset, but I thought it sounded pretty good and everything. It's quite short and I don't use a lot of it actually. If I would have mixed this today, I'd probably use a different reverb and probably a bit more of it, but it's kind of subtle and nice. I chose it since I think I began mixing the drums. And as you can see down here, I did quite a lot with them. I think I used the automatic sort of gate stuff that cuts away all the silent parts. And then I did some additional gating because I wanted a drier, more 70s like sound than what I got from the kit. So that's why it's cut up like this and kind of gated. So let's listen to it alone. Oh wait, there's some overheads as well. I thought something was missing. Right, so on the overheads I use some EQ and 2 compressors. Right, so there's the full kit. But the snare could be quite interesting to listen to. As you can see, it's a 57 and a 58. And they're going to a bus over here where I do some enveloping and compressor and a bit of EQ and then some reverb. And this is what it sounds like without it. So there's this weird sort of decay sound on the snare that I didn't like. If I listen to it like... Okay, so there's quite a lot that I didn't want from that. So again, with the effects, sounds like that, and with the overheads. So if you just listen to the snare sound in the overheads, it's a bit longer. The near mic to sound is making up for that. Yes, the electric bass. Listen to that solo for a bit. It's Robert. He played it on his bass. I can't remember what kind of bass it was. But it's a nice fusion-y sound, I think. Let's see what else. I think we've listened to all the parts, so maybe the Rhodes. Yeah, I borrowed the Rhodes from my friend Petter for this session. I really didn't want to use a soft synth or an emulator or anything. I wanted the real deal. So just a tiny bit of EQ and reverb on it. Not much else going on. What could be fun listening to is how it started out. So this was the last take we did. And we recorded it by playing the song twice and then only using the second half. And that's sort of to get into the groove. Since it's a song it's quite hard to just start playing it and being like locked into the groove. So that's why we played it twice. Used the second part. So if we listen from the end of the first part here, this is what it sounds like. So that way you also get some of the cymbal ringing, that kind of stuff. But that's actually good if you're gonna loop it anyway, as long as the same cymbal is played at the end, of course, which it is. That one. So Andreas made sure to just play it the same way at the end here. And then we all sort of just just sort of mute our instruments here towards the end so that it loops nicely. And then when I play the loop point, it sounds like this. So the ringing, the ringing of the cymbal is pretty much exactly the same. But I thought I'd play you some of the early takes just to show you how horrible they sound. I think this was probably the first time we played the song together. I had sent demos out to the guys and they had sort of rehearsed the songs a bit on their own. And this might be the first time we played the song together. And it's pretty crappy actually, but it could be fun to listen to, like the progress. As you can hear, it's totally out of sync. The tempo is slower too, which doesn't help. Lots of mistakes in the playing as well. Then it probably gets a tiny bit better in this one. It's still slow though. I think that's because of the way I recorded the demo. When you record it with MIDI drums, it's hard. It's easy to fall into a sort of tempo that it's actually unnatural to play on certain instruments. So it probably took us a few takes to find out that we needed to play it a bit faster. Oh, still a bit too slow. Let's see about the fourth take. Yeah, I think we're slowly getting there. Fifth one. A little bit better. Yeah, now it's starting to sound okay. focused. It sounds pretty decent, I think. And then the last take, but the first part of it we didn't use. Yeah, I think we're all pretty much have found some pocket by now. Yeah, that's about it. Thanks so much for watching, and if you like my videos, please consider leaving a like or subscribe to my channel, or just spread the word to other people who might enjoy it. Thanks again.